Okay, so hey, I'm going to show you guys my website. Again, just how to use it a little bit and stuff like that. So this is the website. This is what it looks like. We can go to the frequency response database website that I have here. And this is what it shows you at the beginning, but you can click the top lower left and it'll be like a blank slate. So for example, I just made a graph for this microphone a minute ago. This is the Sony C80, and so this is what it looks like. And then once I put it into here, that's what the measurement looks like converted over to my database. We can look at the end game target for a speech microphone, which is that. So we can see that my target is actually, people try to, follow my targets in the industry. This is like a secret, this treble boost, this treble bubble. But we can see they screwed up, and there's a 5.5K peak problem. So it's like a peak and then it jolts down, shoots up. That's actually really bad, tonality wise. And then it's a little bit boomy. We can see a little bit of a sub bass boost. So we can kind of see that over here, like sub bass. This is where deep rumble is, and we can see that's where the boost is. The mid treble, we can see basically the presence region has this 5.5K shout peak. And then it looks like the air frequencies, there's a little bit of a overhyped peak that goes above the target, which would make it overly sibilant, overly shimmery. You never want it to go over 5 decibels. So we can see over here I have some links to like the Amazon, or we can look at the review, which links you back to the website where, I do a brief analysis, and then, you guys can leave comments down below. If you have any feedback. And again, you guys have been requesting me to review things. So like somebody wanted me to review some KZ products. So I did look at some KZ products, and I was actually pretty shocked by the caster. We have to change our target to a headphone or IEM target. And then we can flatten our target, and we can see there's some problems. I think I actually reviewed this thing. I just didn't link to it yet on the database. So if we go to IEMs, we can probably see the KZ caster, and I'm reviewing it versus the SIMGOT EA500LM. We can pull up the SIMGOT EA500LM and see that there are some very disturbing similarities in the peaks and the highs. So we can compare and contrast to different things. We can see the KZ caster has a lot more mid bass and sub bass emphasis over the target. I typically, when I look at my target, I typically like to start off with diffuse field and then flatten diffuse field, lock it into place, make it invisible, and then bring in the target, so we can see that both of these have problems. And we can bring in the EM6L and see that the EM6L follows my target a bit better than all of these. So again, you guys can use this to compare and contrast. I mean, to me, this is like gold. This is like amazing, because we can see all the problem spots. It's ridiculous. We can see. So we can see the bass is blown out on the KZ caster. We can see that there are some peaks in the highs here. that's going to make it sound really colored and fatiguing that goes over the target. And then we can see the SimGuide EM6L does have, a little bit more sub bass over the target, but that's perfectly fine. There's certain things that are perfectly fine. Boosting a few dBs in the sub bass, especially if you don't have a perfect seal, that's going to roll off anyway. And, that's not a big issue. Meanwhile, there are things that are actually a big issue, like, okay, why are these peaks a problem when, like, this smooth boost is not a problem? Well, these peaks are extremely fatiguing and shouty and terrible. It's really bad, really bad. I've experienced it on the EA 500 LMs. So, these things, and then again, you can flatten this to the end game target if you want, so you can kind of get a better idea of, okay, what does it look like? I almost want to get rid of diffuse field, but I think diffuse field is important to show you the shaping. This is how I think it's appropriate to see the shaping. But you can just flatten it out like this and be like, okay, that's what it looks like. You can see all the problems just fine, just like this. But we can look at, like, okay, so that's the SimGuide EM6L. Say, a lot of people use the Beyerdynamic DT770s. And we can see that those have, like, a lot of peaks and dips. So we can see, okay, the SimGuide EM6L, they're a lot flatter throughout the response. They're okay. I'm going to do that again. So there's not letting me do it. Cringe. I think maybe because there's another one open. Okay. That's really weird. It's not letting me draw on it. Okay, there we go. But, okay, so we can see these dips right here in the frequency response, which also makes a lump. The lump is bad too. So, bad. Even this is bad because it's cut out on both sides. So this ends up having too much energy and sounding weird. So every time there's a cut, there's usually a peak or too much energy in a particular region. So it's a double whammy. But we can see how the SimGuide EM6L, these actually are a lot better than, these studio headphones that a shit ton of people use, because it doesn't have all these cuts in the frequency response. And it's basically, the same exact tuning, except you don't have all those dips and cuts throughout the response. So anyway, this is how, you can analyze these things and buy really good equipment. That's how you use the website, how to look at the graphs, and I'm just going to be filling it out more and more and more over time, and I'll see you guys later.